All right, folks, here we are. I'm going to make this card quick because two events happen in this one. It's UFC 116 and Top 11 finale. Both cards, I'm going to run down a pre-fight of both these cards tonight. This weekend's going to be the finale after tomorrow night. Man, 2 weeks from now is going to be UFC 116. I'm super pumped about that one, man. Lesnar and Carwin. Been waiting a long time to see that fight, man. I'm super excited about it. So, and I know a lot of you guys are too. So, anyway, I'm going to get it on, get it rolling here. First off, we got Josh Bryant versus Kyle Milk. I'm going to go ahead and say Josh Bryant, man. I was very impressed with this guy in his on the show. I thought he made a damn fool of Jaeger. Very skilled, great stand-up, you know, all around. I would say a good all-around fighter. You know what I mean? Still got some stuff to learn, but very good, and pretty much broke the will of Jaeger. So you know, we'll see what Jaeger has to do because he's on this card also. Jamie Jaeger's taking on Rich Antonito. Jamie Jaeger, I know from the show, obviously. But I thought he's a good fighter, man. I just think he really got kind of outclassed in his fight with Josh Bryant and really just kind of got his will broken. You know what I mean? Obviously, he can come back from this. Josh Bryant's got a lot more experience than him, so I think, you know, that was his kind of his game plan in this, you know, to kind of get him to, I don't know, not get him to quit, but just dominate, you know. And he had a pretty easy time doing it, I thought, their fight. Spencer Fisher taking on Dennis Cyber. I think Dennis Cyber's good. I think he's really good. I don't think he's nearly as crafty as Spencer Fisher. Spencer Fisher, I've been a good fan of him for quite a while, and he's had some kind of a rocky road last year or two, some ups and downs, but still a slick fighter, good fighter. Dennis Cyber, I know, is a sharp guy as well. I don't know who to give it to. I'm pretty much going to go with Spencer Fisher on this one. As far as how their careers have gone, I mean, you really never know. I mean, that's kind of my opinion on it. We got Aaron Simpson versus Chris Leben. I'm going to go ahead and give this to Aaron Simpson because I think Chris Leben sucks. Even though he's 19-6 or whatever, I mean, he's got a fairly decent record for who he is, but I just really haven't been that impressed with him in his last few fights, which I think he's had quite a bit of layoffs in between his last couple fights. And I really didn't even know his record in the last couple fights because I really haven't been that impressed with. But he's sloppy. I think he's a bit sloppy. Aaron Simpson, undefeated. You know, looks fairly good, man. He's kind of on his way up here. You know, kind of a new guy. You know, obviously a new guy, but up and comer. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm going to give the edge to Aaron Simpson. Comedy fight of the night. We got Matt Hamill versus Keith Jardine. You guys already know what I think of Keith Jardine. Don't get me wrong, man. I like Keith Jardine. I like his unorthodox style. You know what I mean? Where you kind of work some angles and stuff like that. He's always coming at you. You know what I mean? Unless you knock him the F out, he's coming after you. Matt Hamill just came off a nasty loss. Yeah, he won the fight, but he came off a nasty loss to Johnny Bones Jones. Bones Jones killed him. I mean, just murdered him in that fight and got disqualified. North-south, 12-6, whatever you want to call it. North-south elbow, right on the schnocker, right there, flush. Blood in his eyes, finished him up, and got disqualified, but won the fight, in my opinion. John Jones smoked him. Wasn't even a fight. A lot of heavyweights are sweating John Jones. I can tell you that right now, for sure. I still got to go back and check out last couple episodes of Tough 11 just to kind of get up to snuff here. Probably should have did that before the video, but oh well, shit happens. I'm going to give the edge to Court McGee by some of the things I've been hearing, but I think it's I've been very impressed by just about every fight I've seen on Tough 11. Pretty impressed. Certainly a huge step up from Tough 10. Tough 10 was an absolute joke. We are going to move on to UFC 116, people. It's going to be sweet. It is going to be sweet. Seth Petruzelli's making his UFC return against Ricardo Romero. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Seth Petruzelli. I think he's a pretty crafty guy, pretty good fighter. Ricardo Romero is looking good as well. I'm not I'm not crazily knowledgeable on both of the guys. I know a little more about Petruzelli than I do Romero, but anyhow, moving on. Kendall Groves taking on Goran Relic. I don't know what you want to call him, but you can call him whatever you like. I don't know who to give this fight to. I don't know who to predict who's going to take this one because I don't think Kendall Groves is all that impressive, really. I think the only thing he's got going for him is a little bit of Muay Thai, a little bit. And if he didn't have his reach, his Muay Thai probably wouldn't be that great. But he's got a friggin' ton load of reach more than anybody else because he's 11'6". But if he wasn't 11'6", I don't think he would really be in the UFC anymore, just my opinion. So anyway, Brendan Schaub's taking on Kris. Kris trains with Brock Lesnar. Big guy, big tough guy. I believe he's coming off a loss to Tim Hague, I believe. And Schaub, I believe, is coming off a loss to Burger King. No, Roy Nelson. But anyway, I think he should make for a good fight. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of edge to Sure. I think, I mean, being how big he is and just a brick house, I mean, I think he might have a good chance of knocking Schaub out. Just a quick opinion. George Soteropoulos is taking on Kurt Pellegrino. And this is going to be awesome. These two guys are both really, really good submission artists. Really, really good on the ground. Both good guards on the ground. I mean, I really don't know who to give the edge to, really. Soteropoulos really looked seriously impressive against Joe Daddy Stevenson. To me, Stevenson was kind of back on his way up. You know, he kind of had a new outlook, a new game plan. It was looking really good his last few fights. I'm like, this guy's got 180 from what he was doing before. He was like a boxer coming in there before, just a boxer. And if it goes to the ground, he's got minimal wrestling. You know what I mean? He did a complete 180 when it comes to wrestling and just jiu-jitsu and everything. I mean, he really, really turned his whole game around. But George Soteropoulos completely schooled. Not schooled, but he ran with him and pretty much dominated the fight, pretty much. But Pellegrino ain't no joke. Pellegrino could be the guy to set George back to the drawing board. Who knows, man? Like I said, man, I really don't know who to give the edge to. Moving on. Could be next to Keith Jardine's fight. This could be one of the two. Could be clown fight of the night. We got Stefan Bonner versus Krzysztof Szyszynski. I don't want to diss Szyszynski too much. He's a good fighter. You know what I mean? Coming up. You know what I mean? He's kind of a couple of hiccups here and there on his way up, but I think he's certainly a better fighter than Stefan Bonner. I think Bonner should have been cut like 5 years ago. So him and Jardine should have been out the door. But this is my hypothesis. This is my theory. If you get rid of Stefan Bonner and you get rid of Keith Jardine, what kind of stepping stones are we going to have? Really? They're just, to me, in my opinion, they're just there for guys to beat up. If they want to stick with it and keep getting their asses whipped, great. You know what I mean? And if they turn their shit around, bless them. Cool. You know what I mean? Chris Lytle versus Matt Brown. Matt Brown, I think, was on season 8 or season 9. I haven't really followed that show religiously. You know, it is a good show, but it's nothing like a pay-per-view. It's nothing like, you know what I mean? Even a fight night, it's nothing like a fight night. I mean, it's, like I said, TUF 11, I think, is probably one of the best ones, just because they've really got it stacked with, I think, a bunch of good fighters. But I'm going to go ahead and give the edge to Chris Lytle. I think Chris Lytle's got way more experience on Matt Brown. Akiyama versus wanderlei Silva. Akiyama's a crafty guy, man. You can't take that from him. And nice record, nice little resume of wins. Obviously, wanderlei Silva has that as well. He's had some hiccups in the road, though. Silva has. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of a tough one to call. I think it's going to be a good match, though. I mean, wanderlei Silva coming off his win.